We're back.
I'm back. Let me stop. Yo, this is Earn B. You know what it is.
Yo, let's kick the rim.
Hey, what's up? I'm back. Dre Nice 311.
Hold on, Dre. Hold on. Because you've been disappearing lately. And I get it because Steph's in the building.
What's up, guys?
She sounds nice, but she's not. I'm kidding. Wow. They say nothing like that at all, ever.
Wow.
But not seriously, guys. Welcome back from vacay.
Thank you.
Disney World?
Yes.
Florida?
Yes, we did.
Different experience.
Really?
Yes,
Well, why
yes.
was it so different?
COVID. Really. That's really what it breaks down to.
Yep.
In terms of
traveling
and things like
pandemic.
that. Yeah. For us, we're kind of been used to traveling a lot with the kids and traveling with big groups. And so we had to take into a lot of consideration when it comes to traveling and traveling safely. So we took a lot of considerations that should we go, should we not go, is it going to be safe, is it going to be something we have to worry about?
Precaution
and stuff like that. But you can't beat $8 tickets to Florida.
Yeah. $22 round trip to Orlando, bro.
Want to risk your life at a
Yes.
Exactly.
There we go.
It was
There we go.
$14 going and $8 to come back.
See, me, I don't have
JetBlue,
kids,
baby.
but I get it. He doesn't have kids, and he should understand those prices are awesome.
They're amazing, bro.
Amazing.
You got to take the chance at that point. Like,
Yeah.
fear, like, let's get to it. But here's my question, though. Take me to the situation where you're walking in the park, and, you know, how is it on the line? You're literally 6 feet away?
Yeah, we're literally 6 feet away, and we had to, even though we bought the tickets for the park, we had to reserve our days of what day we're gonna go.
Because you can't just show up on any day that
you
want.
can't just show up anymore.
You have to reserve. So I think they have a count. They have a lot.
Capacity.
They have a lot of the people that are there with iPads, and what happens is they have like a head count. So when you go in, they temperature check you.
Yeah, the temperature check.
They stop you. Oh yeah.
Temperature check. They check your bags.
They check your bags. And in a sense, like, you know how they used to go in your bags before? Now they kind of just like, if you're carrying a big parcel or a big bag, they'll check you. But if you have stuff in your bag, you remember back in the days, you couldn't bring your cooler, you couldn't bring your food. They don't check you.
They allow like food and drinks
because they don't want to keep contact with anybody, so they'll just let you go.
Oh, they didn't have no stands? No concession stands?
So some of them, a lot of them weren't open.
Like
a lot of the restaurants weren't open, but a lot of like the fast food places were.
Okay.
Where you could get hot dogs,
but
burgers,
the cool
chicken
thing
fingers,
about it,
ice cream.
everything was mobile ordering. So you did all your ordering on mobile phone.
on your Disney wristband.
On your Disney wristband.
Everything was just contactless
contactless
payment. You know, it's just.
And that was something totally different. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah. So the wait time for the rides were like.
Did they check your credit before you guys got there?
Now, why would you say such a thing?
Because you spent so much money on the package.
It was.
Overall, we have fun. Like I'm glad that. Now that the kids are older, that they were able to enjoy themselves more. Like no more strollers, they're self-sufficient.
Diaper bags.
You know, they had a good time. The kids had a good time.
So,
and it wasn't just us; it was like a group of 16.
It was a group of us. So that in itself, it was a family thing. So when we decided to go do that, it was like, okay, how do we go about this, doing it safely and stuff like that? So we had to make sure we had our mask, traveling in this sanitizer, making sure that if anybody's sick or anything like that, you stay, you don't go, things like that.
Yeah, we got tested before we left.
We tested before we left.
And then we
tested when we came back. So we were both negative on both parts. So that's how we did it, just to make sure that we could maintain.
You're good.
Yeah,
and we flew from Jersey. We didn't fly from New York.
We didn't fly from New York.
You did say that. I remember you telling me.
We flew from Jersey.
So,
under the radar.
Under the radar. But
Wow.
But I think that's what a lot of people are doing anyway. So, but just the things like the rides, you would be surprised. Like the lines were long, but they moved.
But they were spaced out.
They were spaced out.
But it was like we waited like 15, 20 minutes most.
So, but on the ride, were you sitting next to somebody on the ride?
No, yeah. Well, we were together,
if you were in your group, yes.
And what they would do is they would skip a row, like depending on the roller coaster, they would skip 2 seats, whatever, and then the next car, whatever.
Right.
If it was like a 10-person car, then it'll be like 4 rows, like I think the first 3 or something like that.
And then they fill
and then
it in.
they will like.
So they always try to keep you with your group.
Yeah, keep you with your group.
Right.
And then they will skip a row depending on the ride.
So that's pretty good.
And every time you get in,
together,
they had people with the sanitizer spraying your hand and everything.
That was at Universal.
That was at Universal.
They would squirt hand sanitizer in your hand.
They had
before the ride.
stations everywhere. You had to wash your hands, use the bathroom. You had to do all that stuff.
Yeah. So with Disney, you had to wear your mask for the ride.
You had to wear your mask.
Universal,
the mask police. That's what
mask police did. The mask police. They were like very strict with the mask in the parks.
They'll catch you.
The employees would tell you, keep your mask over your nose.
Above your nose.
And if you were
can't
caught
breathe,
with a
it's okay if
picture
you can't
they didn't
on
play.
your ride,
They
yeah.
didn't
So
play.
if they caught you with a picture on the ride, they will come in the park
come
and look for
find
you
you.
and give you a warning.
They give you. They
Oh,
come
you
find
can't take pictures?
You know,
No, like you know how
when you know at the end of the
rides take a
rides,
shot, like
they
a
take
thrill
of you
shot.
Right.
So if they see that thrill shot,
with your mask on,
because they're reviewing all the photos,
They
if they
remove
see
it.
you without your mask,
they come find
Wow.
they'll come and find
Really?
you. They'll have like an
Mask
iPad
police.
What
handheld.
kind of disclaimer
Mass
they made you
police?
guys sign before you guys got in the
It's
park?
like you're risking.
It's crazy.
Yo, that's just
But
madness, yo.
the thing is that the way that they took precaution, it was like really standard. But Disney always comes through with that stuff.
So
But
just the attention to detail was awesome.
it was there, and
You know, like my only quarry with it was like I felt like I didn't get enough time at the resort.
Oh, okay.
See, those are rich people problems, right, Ernest?
Right.
God.
Absolutely. Like, I got $1 billion. That's not enough.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, man.
But, like,
But
look.
Disney really did their job. I mean, if
Yeah,
there was
it
any
is.
place to be safe,
Yeah, it was there.
It was there.
It was there.
You
Shout out
could
to
have enjoyed
Disney.
this.
I mean, shout out to Disney, although they're letting go 32,000 people. Of course, it's not their fault, but man, I'm just
Yeah.
glad you guys came back and you guys are safe.
Yeah.
And we talking about mask on and mask off. When we come back, Ellen Page,
Yes, Ellen.
She's
Excuse me,
revealed-
Elliot Page.
Elliot Page.
Elliot
She's about
Page.
to
Elliot
receive.
Page.
She's revealing her true mask. We'll be right back. Yes, ma'am. And we're back. We're back on 20 Talk.
We're back.
We're back, and we're back
Hello.
about somebody who we all. I think she's a phenomenal actor, in my opinion.
He is a phenomenal actor, in your opinion.
Now it's a he.
Ouch, ouch.
Now it's a
She was an actress.
Easy.
She dropped
Well, you know
some.
what?
She
They don't
dropped
say-
some vowels and.
They do their best not to say actress or actor anymore.
Right, now it's actor.
Actor is an actor. Period.
Period.
right
yeah.
because it applies to both.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
So it
So-
doesn't really depend on.
The only
So
part
universal
Daddy.
label.
Right. The only
The
part they
label.
do that is the Emmys and Oscars, right?
Yeah.
For the actress part, but it's just like it's difficult. But Ellen
So-
Page, Ellen Page. If you don't know Ellen Page, then you've been living under a rock. She was in Inception.
Inception.
She was in what's the movie that really put her on? Juno.
Juno. Yeah.
Juno.
Yeah.
Phenomenal movie that came out back in the
An
days.
indie film.
And was it an indie film?
A lot of people still considered it like an indie film, only
It's a
because
great
it was
movie.
just like something that was new and
Yeah, the budget was very low.
budget
It
low.
wasn't-
It was
yeah,
low,
wasn't-
but it got critically acclaimed, and
Right.
it was just it was one of those movies.
It was only a
was like-
house, if you really think about
Yeah,
it, right?
basically.
And I think she went at the hospital at the end. Did she?
No, I think she was nominated for an Academy Award for the movie. I believe. Yeah.
No, I mean, was there a hospital scene when she had the baby in the hospital, or was it in the house?
I'm trying to remember.
So long ago.
It was so long ago. My memory. I don't think my memory serves me well.
But either way, man, that movie was great. Inception was fantastic.
Love that movie.
My top 10 movie of all time.
Is it?
Easily.
Nice.
What? Easily.
Never saw it.
I would say
What do you
top.
mean you never saw it?
Never saw
You
Juno.
never saw Inception?
Liza
Inception. Oh yeah,
Minnelli.
yeah. I'm talking about Juno.
Oh,
Never saw Juno.
See,
Inception
this is
was
what
awesome.
happened. You're not listening. Liza Minnelli. That's what
I'm
we're
about
saying.
to try to kick this chair from under
Oh
you.
my goodness.
In front of your wife. But Ellen Page, Steph, take over about this situation.
Yes.
Well, this new movement of
So
hers.
here's my understanding of it. So when we have a celebrity or anybody that is coming out to social media and things like that, a lot of people take into in different considerations. So like, for example, for Ellen Page or Elliot Page, formerly known as Ellen Page, she took a stand in saying that she was transgender. So when a lot of people think about transgender and things like that, first thing that comes to mind, Caitlyn Jenner.
Yes.
So when it comes to things like that, people have issues with their identity. So I was taking a class, I'm currently taking a class on sociology and different topics about gender identity, LGBT communities, and identity itself with
Okay.
gender. And a lot of it is based on living their true self.
Okay.
Everything goes back to living their true selves. Some people felt like this is something that they felt when they were small, like when they were born, or something that might have been triggered. So there's so many connotations in trying
So
to figure that.
variations of it.
There's so many
So it's
variations.
not just the XX or XY chromosome.
It's not.
Now it's a combination of
It's
all.
a combination of
Okay.
everything. So with her, in her case, there was always something about her different, in a sense that as a person, as a human, if she better relates with being a male, then what is that to say that she doesn't better relate being a female?
Correct.
It's always it's fluid. this is what the thing is. It's like it's always about fluidity. And for me, I don't like to pass any judgment because if you are a human, you are a human first.
Right.
However you identify is however you identify.
Right.
So if she feels comfortable in her skin and saying, well, I'm a trans person, I'm like, first thing another people say, oh, is she getting a sex change? Oh, it's just happening.
That's what I asked. What answer? That's the first thing I asked.
You see?
In our
So
chat.
that's a lot of the
Well, I mean,
assumptions
yeah.
when it comes to that.
But then there was a video that we saw. It was a caucus with the not just the transgender, but it was the LGBT community. Mm-hmm. And remember, we saw that conversation. I'm saying this.
The political
I sent it to you, right?
caucus,
The political caucus.
Yes.
About transgender.
It was an interesting.
It's an LGBTIA political caucus. So one of the girls that was a transgender in that video.
Well, she didn't want to be addressed as a girl. She
didn't want to be addressed as a girl.
She wanted to be addressed as
girl.
they or as us or as we.
She didn't identify as anything.
So she was considered what they called gender fluid.
Right.
So for her, it's however you feel at that point. This is what she's feeling at that moment.
Right. So the other transgender was like, you're nobody because you don't identify as anything.
You don't identify as anything.
Which is
so
crazy.
it was always a back and forth.
The guy was getting upset.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. I'm sorry, but I'm so glad we're not on air yet for people to see my fucking face.
Yeah.
You know? Unbelievable, yo. It's not about, hey, if you want to do that, that's cool. Because 2020, we're at a point where we don't care no more, right?
Anything goes.
If we didn't hear it on the media, we don't care, right? But for all due respect, if that's you, that's cool. But there's a thing to me where you got to keep pushing it.
There's a lot of things that we don't
get you started.
Yeah, this is a big topic, broad topic.
It is,
and
and it branches off into many different categories.
Different things. Even like the surgery itself. Like, I had a coworker who was transgendered, went from a male to a female, and like his surgery. You know what I mean? She had to be seen by a psychiatrist in order for that, so like
for her to go through it,
to go through with the surgery,
But that's what happens what they have to do with that in itself in the surgeries. She probably had to go get psychological testing and things like that in order to see, okay, is this what I really want to do?
Yeah. So it's a lot. Like so the person had to go to get approved.
Right, but then you also have, I guess, transgenders that stay in their body for their whole life. They're like they don't want to change, but mentally they think. In their minds, I'm a female.
And the insurance paid for the surgery.
Right.
That's So after
now you got to ask for your insurance to be like, yo.
And the insurance company.
It's that time.
It's cosmetics, so they're not going to pay for it.
No, they pay for it.
But the thing is, like,
hold on, they pay for it.
They pay for it.
The thing is, it's not.
Once the psychiatrist said,
there's a clearance.
Yeah.
That if you are deemed medically necessary in order for you to conduct that procedure, it's because you are fully aware of what is going on. So what happens is they have to, it's a whole process. Changing your ID, changing to M to F or F to M, birth certificates, social security, names, things like that. It is a whole process. It was the same thing like getting married. I had to change my life when I changed my name. Imagine changing your sexual orientation.
Yeah,
just imagine.
Annulling your old birth certificate.
So the person came to us as a male, and like. Once the person legally changed the name to female, there was coworkers still calling the person the male name.
Right.
And she was like, oh, you know what? That's sexual discrimination. She was about to she could have sued the whole building. Like,
that's crazy, bro.
But I met you as Dre. You know what I mean? Like,
now I'm Drea.
Now I'm Drea.
But the thing is, I think the thing a lot of people. I can't with y'all. I think what happens, a lot of people fail to understand that there is, when you transition, you're not the only person that's transitioning.
And we mean this with all due respect. This is a conversation because the world's gonna hear this conversation.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We trust me. We mean well. We've worked with. We've worked with transgenders at this point.
I've worked with transgenders. I've worked in the queer community.
Right.
I've worked on so many people from different facets.
Yes.
So for me personally, I don't have an issue with however you identify. I see you as a human first.
Right.
But don't come to me. This is where I'm coming from. I'm coming from a safe place.
Okay.
Because we're family here.
Right.
Don't come to me as a male saying that you want to have a baby. You know it's physically you cannot do that. That is the birthright of a female.
Yeah, that's impossible.
So
anyway.
it's impossible for you. So don't get mad when people say things like that to you.
Right.
That's my only gripe.
Right.
Like let's not be ignorant and let's not ignore the facts.
The will of God that somebody would say, well, you can't have a baby. So hopefully somebody's not being that rude and disrespectful,
No. You come from a place of love.
This is all love. 20 Talk is all
That's
love.
all it of. It's all about love.
Yeah, this is like more than just this segment right here. We could talk about this like hours.
Hours and hours.
I'm good.
I'm good. Because it branches off into many categories.
Shout out to Ellen Page, formerly known as now she's
the
known
actor. It's
actor,
like Prince, the artist
Elliot
formerly
Page,
known as Ellen Page.
That her being a person or him being the person does not dictate how she or he
lives her life.
I'm all confused because I can't keep it straight.
Tough.
Even regardless, she's going to be one of the great actors that we know.
All I want to see
in movies and shows.
But all I want to see is here's the thing about Elliot Page, right? This is the point where we have to understand it. Will she play a female role moving forward? That's the question.
If you're an actor, it doesn't matter what role you play. That's the point.
Because there's plenty of men that play women.
Okay, but we're gonna see how this works out for her. For him.
So you think she might be blacklisted now?
No. Not
or just like
I'm just talking about
mislabeled.
how she looks.
No.
Like,
I think it's a matter of physicality.
Physicality, yeah.
Absolutely.
Does
that hinder her talent?
Right. So we're gonna find out, man. The will of God that she's in a better place right now. She changed her name. She changed her identity. She's now a male. We'll be right back on 20 Talk. 20 Talk,
hello,
man.
Hello.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. That conversation was real, yo.
Yeah.
It's like, it's one of those, like we was talking about it off air, but it's our reality regardless. Now.
Exactly.
It's
exactly.
You know how they talk about racism, and they say we have to have that uncomfortable conversation.
Absolutely.
It's uncomfortable because people know we're not trying to be rude, but then again, I always say there's some people gonna say, "Well, you said," and it's like nobody was rude. But still, you're gonna come at us at a particular way anyway.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it is what it is. So look, again, respect to Elliot Page. Now, oh my God! So everybody had to see the fight, right? And God knows we're not even talking about Mike versus Roy.
Nope.
Versus Nate
Robinson. Who want to go first, man?
Former New York Knick.
Don't say that. It's another team.
Versus
Jeez.
a YouTube celebrity.
Oh my God, Steph, you said you had a word already.
So here's my aspect on that. When it comes to boxing, things like that, quick little tip that my dad was a boxer in Puerto Rico, and he always taught me personally, like, you're a girl, you should know how to fight.
Okay.
Basically, that's what it was.
Okay.
So looking at form, things like that, you always have to find a way to defend yourself. My dude came in like he was coming from a street fight. And I take this from our friend Jay.
Yeah.
He said his hands was down the whole time, like he was not protecting his face. You come in the street fight, like you're going to be beat down in the street fight.
Right.
So let's take it at that point.
Right.
But he was annihilated, and Twitter along annihilated him as well. So,
yo, it's meme city.
Internet wins.
Meme city.
The internet wins again.
Annihilated, yo.
Annihilated.
That word. Like, here's my thing. So there was other fights, right? And there was one fight where the dude is named Badu. He's a former 2-time heavyweight world champion, right?
Okay.
37 years old. I ain't gonna lie. The dude looks like he's 28. I was like 37. But anyway, there's another guy who came through to fight him, and he was an Army veteran. He's done so much for the Army, of course, United States of America. He's been in fights literally over, I think,
so he knows how to take
right?
a fight, yeah.
Right. So he decides to take the fight, right? Now, everybody was like, this dude is getting obliterated, but he never fell. Ever. He was just getting tortured here in the face, lungs, body. It was like, yo, fam, do not disrespect these boxers who's been boxing since they were like 4.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
But here comes Nate. Here
Yeah,
comes Nate.
I said the same thing. I said,
Bakes the guy. Jake Paul baked him into like, fight me. I know Nate had to say, dude, no.
Oh, whip this white boy's ass. That's probably what he said.
That's probably what he said, right?
Why you bringing color into this?
Because
That's what he probably said.
Exactly what he said.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to all my white people who I love. You know what I mean?
Shout out.
I got a lot of good white friends, and they probably said to themselves,
They probably said the same thing.
Yeah, my boy Jake won.
They didn't use the N word, but they were just like, Vigga.
Come on.
Really?
Really?
Did you fight this guy? He's training to be a professional boxer night in and night out, Monday through Friday or Monday through Sunday.
Yeah, but Jake's fought like I think 2 other.
No, Jake had one professional fight. And
but that was with another YouTube celebrity,
and he knocked him out.
He knocked him out clean.
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I know.
But he trains for it though.
Right.
Literally,
he trained.
Of
course.
Before it, he trains for this.
It's
a difference.
It's a difference. And there was another thing they said.
And his brother also fought too.
And somebody said, "Yo, Nate, you ready to train for this fight?" They said, "Yeah, man, you better throw that alley-oop high."
Oh
like,
my
wait, what?
God.
No. For the boxing.
I'm surprised he didn't go between his legs and run across.
And who else? But the thing is, now you have to think into the perspective of that trainer. Like, was this trainer like really saying to himself, like, dude, are you ready to throw hands with him, or you just ready to get your face beaten?
No,
Who was his trainer though? Nate.
Exactly.
My question is like,
was it like a Mayweather? Mayweather's camp.
Hell no.
My question
never
is,
sign up to do that.
My question is like, when Nate walked into there, and even from the first round, it looked like, was this guy even trained?
That's the question.
Somebody asked.
So that's the first question. Then the second question is like, who cleared this guy to fight?
That's the question of the century. The question of...
Oh my God! To go back to what King Karim was talking about, yeah, he said that everybody watched Rocky. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Creed 2. Come on now.
And he was ready to fight. He trained to fight. Like but the thing is, like, you're disrespecting a lot of boxers who work their tails off since 3, 4 years old. Like, even the worst boxers, even the boxers who are 19 and 10, I've been doing this since I was 5. Like, damn, nigga, you still lost 10.
Yeah, man. Rocky was training with haystacks and horses and shit in the farm.
No. Like I said, like Rocky, when the trainer said, like, yo, Rocky, you ain't ready for this fight. You ain't ready for this fight.
Which fight though?
Huh?
Which Rocky fight?
Was it number 1 or 2? It was whatever.
Which one?
You better get it right. Which fight you talking about?
Because they're comparing the fight as to the part 1.
No, Twitter was taking it to Rocky 4 against Dolph Lundgren, and let me tell you something. Dolph Lundgren was no joke. That was a monster walking into that ring.
Dude, I don't care what anybody says. When you walk up to somebody who's 6'6", shredded, and says, "I must break you." I'm like, you know what? We ain't gonna do this today.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't run between his legs, bro, just to get away.
My back, my neck, and my back.
The rope and dope. Look up. Sneak underneath.
Act like you're about to hit the pavement and come with an uppercut and see what happens. You know what I mean? So it's just got to be a point, man.
So what do you think, Karim?
Oh man, like I said,
unbelievable, yo.
You know what I mean?
Unbelievable.
You know, I think the system failed him.
The guys who always around him smoking weed probably or drinking or living a good life.
You just lost your hood credit.
No. I think the highlight of that fight was Snoop Dogg's commentary.
Yeah.
I didn't get a chance to hear it clearly though.
Go get him, boy. Go get him. Get that boy. Get him.
And I heard he was smoking and he was high.
The system failed him, and like I feel like
him,
you know that's why teachers need to know when the students are ready.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So and like,
it had to be a couple of coaches or a trainer to be like, bro, I apologize, man. I know I need the money, and 20 grand is awesome at one time, but I cannot let you do this, man, because my reputation's on the line, and they're gonna say, yo, what, Nate, who trained you? Oh, well, it was me. It was Karim. It was Ern. It was Dre. They said you can fight. No, I don't believe it.
It's probably some trainer was like, yo,
I need to get paid. I mean,
but
then again, like I said, there are some teachers only in for the money.
He gonna take one for the team, and he gonna take it to the chin.
But didn't Jake take a picture after?
Who?
Jake with the Nate Robinson jersey
with the sneakers,
with the sneakers on and everything.
He bought like
the Knicks jersey,
$800 shoes. Those are the Versace joints, I think, or something like that.
Balenciagas?
Balenciagas,
yeah,
right?
Balenciagas.
With his jersey on.
With the Robinson jersey with the blue, orange, and white Balenciagas.
No scars.
No
scars. But here's my thing, though. See, I never followed them that much. Why did Jake Paul, of all people, says, Nate, I want to fight you? Because they said Jake called him out.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
But
I didn't
I've been reading
right.
If whoever calls out Jake, then he wants to fight you.
That's what I thought too. But for some reason he says, I called out Nate. And I was like, do you know his brother? I think Logan.
Yeah, Logan. He was the same thing.
He's calling out Floyd Mayweather. Did y'all know that?
Is he?
Yeah.
Yes.
I read about that.
Oh, I didn't even
I don't
know
think
about
Floyd's
that.
gonna do it.
What?
I think Floyd was thinking about it, but I don't think
He
he's gonna
might do it though, because Floyd was talking about certain fights that he would do now.
Oh, because he's
okay, so now
retired.
here's the thing. Now, if he is retired, is it something that's worth for him coming out of
It'll be
retirement
an
for?
exhibition
But-
match, though.
but-
Right, it would be an exhibition. I don't think so.
But look at this.
Money
Look at this.
Money talks. The green
Money
Mr.
talks.
Pay-per-view. That's what
Like,
they call
worst
him.
come to worst, Floyd might dismantle this dude in maybe 4 rounds because Floyd's not a knockout artist, but he will
Right.
tase your face till it hurts, right? Till it stings.
He'll probably just wear him down.
and wear him down. And he says, yeah, I'll take 20
No, but
million.
they're both young cats, so if we can get it to like 12 rounds, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, but I think Floyd
Floyd is done.
Floyd might tase
He's not
this-
done.
taser this dude.
Floyd is not seeing if he's not seeing $1 million or $100 million.
Yeah, like, yeah.
I mean, he's not gonna go.
It's like, why?
Right,
'Cause
that's the
he's-
question. Now, is it worth for him
That's
coming
what
out
I'm
of
saying.
retirement
Because
for?
he said he might fight, who's the MMA guy? But he would do it in boxing, of course. Some MMA guy, he said he would fight. He said,
He
because
fought Connor already.
Connor.
He
Wasn't
fought
that
McGregor.
Connor?
somebody else.
Oh,
Some
somebody
other guy,
else.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he was like, yeah, I might do that. I might entertain it because I'm here. I'm making money. You know what I mean? I'm not worried.
I'm not mad at him.
He said. Now he said there's some fighters that they still interested and say I want to fight Floyd. And I'm talking about in real boxing,
Right.
like prize fighting. And he says, yeah, I think about it, but I don't got nothing to prove. AKA, I'm not stupid. I'm not fighting these young boys who fight like me now, who are
Right.
that good. That's crazy. Floyd is 41.
But now,
How
do
old
you
is
ever
Floyd
think
now?
that Mayweather ever fought like a good contender?
Of course he has. Everybody you brought to him wasn't good enough because Floyd was that much better. Everybody knows that. It's unfair because here's the thing.
That's just an opinion.
But he never wanted
in
to
my-
fight certain people, though. He's always,
In my opinion, right?
It was always like he's a tactician.
Bro,
you know?
he fought Canelo. Canelo, that was the only fight Canelo lost. And he dismantled Canelo.
Right.
That's
I mean,
true.
don't get me wrong. Canelo had to lose X amount of weight.
Right, to get to the class, right, of
This
course.
is where the weight class situation is a problem. Because people say, yo, bro, you lost how much to fight this guy at his weight? You're bugging.
Yeah, but he's like the
it's-
best at his weight class.
Exactly.
Speaking about weight, I mean Tyson and Roy. You know what I mean? Like, Tyson dropped
don't
100
get-
pounds.
What was that mean? I
Dropped
sent you
100
guys that say
pounds.
that you look like two uncles in a barbecue about to fight.
Yo, all I know
Like two
is,
uncles.
look, all I know is 10 years ago, they do this fight, Roy Jones is toast. I mean,
Oh,
on the
forget
floor
it.
toast. Like,
Forget it.
like, Roy, you okay?
That look-
bro?
that look away
here's,
jab,
Here's
yeah.
my beef with that. They said that it was a tie. For me personally,
Nah.
I don't think it was a tie.
Nobody said it was a tie,
Nobody. But
somebody,
it was like
It wasn't
commentary.
scored.
but the commentary,
The commentary,
says, yo,
yeah.
we want to see this again. I think it was a tie. Of course, they get paid to
Of
commentary.
course, if you get paid to lose and you get paid to win,
Yeah.
what's
Tyson
the
was
matter?
giving it to him,
Yo,
bro.
Oh, my
did you
goodness.
see? Every time you punch his body,
Dude, all that- yo,
he
you
had to
see
grab
that
him. He
force?
said, "Oh my, you're still the same."
The flick of the hips. That was it. It's all that
Dude.
power.
Did you see the interview, yo? When
No, I
Roy
didn't
Rogers Roy was just like this.
Oh, my dude was out of breath.
He was hurting,
He-
bro.
One thing.
yeah, Tyson had his breath. He was talking with no issue, and then, Roy,
my God,
Roy was
yo.
like, "What did I just get myself into?" Like, yeah.
My dude was saying, "Yo, everything hurts.
Everything hurts, yo.
Everything hurts."
And here's the crazy part. Tyson said he smoked weed before the fight, yo.
Tyson was like, why
He
nobody
said
talking
he
about
was
me?
high
He was
before.
high.
Why is everybody
You're
worried about him?
lying.
Yes, it's exhibition. Remember, it's exhibition. So
Right,
it's not
right.
like WBO, WBC's looking.
Right.
So they don't really have to look at anything and draw.
Right, so
I see. I didn't know
Tyson,
that. I didn't know
during
that. I
the
didn't know that.
interview,
Yeah, he
Tyson was like, why are you asking him? Why you not worried about me? I haven't fought in like 15 years.
Yeah.
He retired like 3 years ago.
He retired.
He's like, why nobody worry about me?
Roy Jones retired 3
years ago.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he didn't even
I
know.
thought he'd been stopped
He
after
didn't know how to.
Mike Tyson felt disrespected, bro.
Tyson didn't even know how to leave the stage, bro. He didn't know if he was.
Right.
He didn't know
Right.
which one's to exit. Like,
Bro, he was
Just like
like,
that awkward moment in the Academy Awards. Which way do I go? Which way do I go?
Which
Yo.
way the exit?
he
Where's
was
the exit?
he was high, yo.
Bite your ear.
He said, you worry about him. I'm a beginner. I said,
I'm a beginner, yeah.
you're a beginner for beginning what? The first time you
Of
smoked weed
this year.
today?
He's a beginner for this year.
Remember,
15
he
years
hasn't
ago.
trained in like, well, he hasn't boxed in like 15, 17 years, something
years. And you know what's funny? I didn't even notice he didn't box for 15 years.
like that. Until he mentioned it, bro.
And I was like, damn, dude, it is 15
Has
years.
it been that
Yeah,
long?
but he's been doing
It's been that
movies.
long.
What was the
and-
last fight? Yeah, it wasn't.
It was some fight he walked away from. He was boxing and he decided he put his hands down.
And
he
that was
walked-
it.
And it was like, Tyson.
Wow.
But remember, he had that deal because what's the name took so much money from Don King that's how he felt. He gave him like a good deal, like 6 fight, $300 million.
Right.
Do this and here's your money, like or whatever. You know what I mean? But man, I'll tell you this, yo. Mike Tyson, 100 pounds lighter, destroying this guy's ribs. I was over here like,
how old is he? 54 years old.
Mike Tyson's 50. I thought he was 51.
So he's in the 50s.
Yeah.
They said that his trainer, the guy who was training with, that he has to get like arm surgery now.
Oh, for real?
Because Tyson hit him so hard.
Tyson hit him so hard.
Yeah.
Like fucked up his arm, bro. Like during training.
Damn.
Just during the sparring.
Yeah.
Wow.
But don't you remember those little clips that they were playing?
Yeah,
on
that's
Facebook?
what I'm talking about. Yeah, with
like
the
those
trainer.
Little clips and he was just like,
You hear just like,
wah, wah, wah. He was just giving
you
it
just
to
hear
him.
the punches, bro.
And I
Like,
was
damn.
I was
And
like,
Roy Jones had audacity. People didn't notice this, right?
What,
But
about what?
the way he was fighting,
Uh-huh.
people didn't notice he was doing these look-away punches.
That's his signature move, the
like
look-away
it's-
jab.
Bro,
Yeah.
you don't do look-away move to Mike Tyson,
Not with
fam.
Mike.
Yeah.
That's
Nah,
purely
Mike-
disrespectful.
not with Mike.
I mean,
He
that's,
was doing this joint. I was like, did Money look away and swing to see if he could knock Mike Tyson out with
a look-away jab. That's his signature move, and he's been doing it.
Come on,
you know what I mean?
bro.
But like,
Come
it look-
on,
it
not
look-
Mike
it-
Tyson.
It looked kind of ugly now. So, I mean,
Dude, it looked like it hurts when he stretches. He was just like, ah. Money was on the corner like this, like, Mike Tyson, one punch. Yeah. I was like, damn, dude, you could have died.
oh yeah.
You could have
Put
one
that in,
punch
put
to
that
the
in
chin.
perspective.
Yeah, one punch to the chin with one of those Tyson uppercuts. It would have been like, damn, Roy.
Lights.
Yeah, but you remember
Ow.
back in the day, we used to watch the boxing. That was like the main event.
Yes.
Everyone would get so disappointed. It would be like 30 seconds. Bah, like
Yeah, or 2
all
rounds.
that money. Yeah.
KO.
Yeah. But
All that
remember,
money
Roy
spent,
Jones,
and like,
Roy
damn.
Jones retired 3 years ago, right? What a lot of people don't know, when Roy Jones was doing those fights, some of those fights, he was getting demolished.
He getting destroyed with hand.
It was like Steve Smith said, Roy Jones, I love you so much, man. I think you're one of the best. Please retire.
Wow.
He said, I know, Steve, you know I love to. Please retire.
Yeah, but some people
Stop.
probably
want you
still
to
need the
live
money.
longer.
You know, like,
I know, but
oh, maybe they still got contracts. That was one of his last fights in the contract.
that's real though when they're screaming, please, we don't want you to die in the ring, dude. Retire. Because
Wow.
he got knocked out so bad by some dude who lost like 18 times or some shit. I was over here like, Roy,
Damn.
what the? Let it go.
Perspective, bro. Perspective.
Unbelievable, man. I don't know. Probably one of them Florida boys who said, yo, my money went this way, my money went that way. Like
Pensacola,
T-Pain.
Florida.
Yeah, like T-Pain. Remember T-Pain
Yeah.
said, yo, bro, I'm broke. You know what I mean? Not technically broke, like, but, like, I'm not worth, he was worth $75 million. It's not there no more. But he's getting
Damn.
money back now. He's doing, but it's like, what did you do?
Yeah,
Right.
but then
What
again,
did you
like,
do? But
like
they-
artists
people
like
do
that, they have the entourage. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody from their neighborhood. Oh, yo, I'm your boy, and then they start giving
Faith
money
in their-
away.
yeah, faith in
and all of a
people-
sudden, once you run out of money, they disappear, bro. They're like, oh.
That's the story of MC Hammer.
Pretty much
Hammer.
every artist, bro.
MC Hammer spent $52 million in 1 year. That's yeah.
What did you buy?
But what did
He
it
employed-
wasn't all them parachute pants?
He employed like you said.
I'm floating. Wait a minute.
He gave jobs to his whole neighborhood, like everybody worked for
And
him.
the Oakland A's for some reason. That's
yeah,
what
but
I
the
heard.
thing,
I was
the thing
just
with that is like with
okay.
artists, they feel like there's some other obligation because they're coming from a different neighborhood
Right,
or whatever the
right.
case
They
may be.
got-
So
we
they
wanna
say,
bring
I
everybody up
want to
with
bring my
them.
peoples in because they're my peoples,
Right.
whatever. These are people I could trust. So
Right.
you're gonna spend a little bit of a pretty penny.
It's got to be a
Yeah,
point,
entourage.
though.
You got to pay security fees and all this stuff.
All
You
that
got-
stuff.
they
all the
did it-
houses for all your
Right.
entourage that you got to pay for
The
those houses.
extravagant
Right.
parties.
You know,
T-Pain, don't forget, T-Pain's still a young dude. He's like 34 only. Never forget that. Remember, some of these dudes get in here in the music business. Usually they're 18 off the rip. Like,
Hold on.
you know what I mean?
All right. So
Unbelievable, man.
question.
God
Jake-
bless. Hold on. God bless Nate Robinson.
Uh-oh.
He's good. He went on Twitter.
I hope
How
he's
about
okay.
this? So
You know,
Instagram.
all jokes aside, you
Yeah.
know, when it comes like I know for
At least he went in the ring, bro. Not a lot of people
Not
gonna
a
say
lot of
that.
people
That
can
they
say
even-
that.
Don't do it if you're not training.
Question.
To be a boxer.
We all know we want to see Tyson versus Roy 2, right?
Of course.
What about
Why
Jake,
not?
Jake versus Nate 2?
Come on,
Oh, hell
man.
no.
Really?
nah.
Really?
No?
I want to see Jake
Really?
fight like a nice, worthy opponent, bro.
I want to
Somebody
see Jake.
his size, his age, like
I want to
his
see
age.
Jake fight a real boxer.
Besides another YouTube celebrity, fight like
Yeah.
a,
No, because he made a lot of money. Yo, he made a lot of money.
I'm not even mad.
He
And I'm
said
pretty
he
sure
made a
he
lot of
probably
money.
bet
No,
on
but-
himself,
But,
bro.
but
I'm
what I'm
not
saying
even
is,
mad.
Like
but his
Mayweather does all
But
the
here's
time.
what I'm saying though. He says he's want to be a professional boxer. For real. That's
right,
not
but then people are not going to take him serious because you're a YouTube celebrity. Or stuff. You think they're going to take him serious now?
Not really,
Give him one.
Give him one. Give him an opportunity.
Give him one.
This goes back to like who wanted to do like wrestling. Bautista wanted to go was it UFC and stuff like that. He fought like 2 matches.
Yeah.
He proved that he could do it, and then he's like, retired. I'm done.
Right.
Now he does movies.
But prove to the world that you could fight.
That you're serious about it.
Fight a guy who's 8-0, like who's just starting.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
You know, give that guy a chance too to say, come on. Like I said, the guy Badu, the 2-time world heavyweight champion, he probably said to himself, y'all want me to really fight this guy? Like, is he a trained boxer? Nah, but they giving you $5 million. Okay. Wop.
Destroy the only guy.
Yeah.
Some guy said, "Yo, I hope." The commentator said, "I just hope he could survive this round."
Oh my
I
God.
was like, "Damn." Yeah. His face was red.
Poor thing.
Like you chewing him alive, yo. Come on, man. No, I'll never disrespect a professional boxer, y'all.
Yeah.
I don't care. They could talk a lot of crap. Like Fat Joe said, right? Yo, we could make you lean back, Roy. Like,
did they show like Nate Robinson's face after?
Why?
Like, it was like all busted up.
But why would they show that?
Because they were comparing that face like the Martin when he got stung with the bees and stuff, or in the boxing ring.
But I mean, his face,
that's so messed up.
Yeah, but his face wasn't busted up because he got hit in the temple. Yeah. The last hit in the jaw.
In the jaw.
So he was
and he did the first one. I think, the first one he got hit in the back of the head too. I think he did get like a
jab,
and Jake hit him with a bunch. Jake hit him with like a counter no look, like a
overhand right,
off guard.
Overhand right,
overhand right, and he just swung it, not knowing wherever it landed, it landed. Like
right, because when you do an overhand right, that means he's punching you with that one hand.
With that one hand
is going up, he's going down. All he's doing, well, I know we're even.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
AKA Pacquiao when he got demolished.
Yeah.
That dude hit him with an
overhand punch.
Let's see. I've been losing to Pacquiao for like 4 times. Let's see what this happens.
Yeah.
I gotta go do because those 3 rounds before, Pacquiao was destroying this one dude.
Yeah.
He was Manuel, I think. He was getting destroyed. Everybody said, here we go again. Pacquiao demolished. Overhand right.
Overhand.
Yeah.
Got
made him retire for like 3 years.
But that's the tricky thing with boxing.
That was the first knockdown for Nate.
And that's the tricky thing with boxing because it doesn't matter what kind of weight category you're in. Mm-hmm. And my dad always told me, he goes, it doesn't matter how much weight you gone in. If you could get him with one good hit, you good.
Facts.
That's it. Doesn't matter.
Except for the Mexican dudes. Yo, the Mexican dudes are hard to beat. Like, you could punch them in the face like 80 straight times. You're like, you still coming? Like, damn, bro.
You know what it is? Because
you know why? Because they train.
They train in Lucha Libre first, bro.
Lucha Libre.
Oh, my God.
You stupid,
Yeah,
man.
but that's why they have masks on, because just not to show how fucked up their faces are.
Man, shout out to all the Spanish dudes. Rey Mysterio, holla at your boy.
Yo, Rey Mysterio was my boy back in the day, bro.
But yeah, man, it's just, you got to be trained boxer, man. All jokes aside, there's no money in the world. You're telling me, like, I ain't gonna lie, I think you could take him because you're about 50 pounds heavier. Bro, he's been training since he was 10. I don't train for nothing. Thank you.
It's the same thing in any type of profession. I wouldn't want somebody that doesn't know how to drive trains driving a train.
Right.
It's the same thing. I don't want heart
pilot,
surgeon.
a
pilot, flying a plane during train, and I'm like,
guess what? I'm doing your surgery for the first time.
Yeah.
That's my first day here.
Same thing with the presidency. You know, never had any experience, but
you're about to go under the knife, and then he give you the gas. And today's my first day here, and you just
knock out. Please.
Well, I need you to count back to 28, 27. Oh, by the way, this is your first time hot dog.
Oh, my goodness.
I just started today. Like, oh, my God.
No, this is not good.
That's
this
scary.
Is not good.
But,
lights out.
I don't even know what a bathroom is.
But I'm doing the surgery.
When we go for lunch?
Bathroom is.
Orientation.
Could you imagine you count backwards and the doctor said, I need to wash my hands.
Wasn't that what we were supposed to do in the first place? What are you doing?
Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
Look, this has been very, 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 very fun, man. Thank you, Steph. People, hear me. I tell Steph, come through every damn week. But it's up to somebody else for Steph to come through every damn week.
It depends on what, we got the kids doing homework
Family
and stuff.
talk.
Family talk. Well,
family talk. I know, but listen, it's not because I don't want to be here. It's just that there's so many things going on, and it's just schedule changes. That's all.
And she's studying too, so
yeah.
Right.
So
True.
nursing school is tough. So.
Okay. Well, you're always welcome, Steph. You're awesome, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
I love you, babe.
So next week,
you too.
next week we'll definitely be talking about part 2. Amazon versus Netflix.
Netflix.
I'm going with Netflix. I will have my shows ready to beat whoever want to try to battle me here, guys.
I'm down with Netflix, bro.
We're going toe to toe.
Okay, toe to toe.
I guess I'll be Nate and be Amazon. You know.
He said Amazon.
I ain't gonna go down so easy though. You know what I mean?
Oh man, pause. So listen. It's been awesome, guys. We'll see you next week.
Stay
on 20
safe.
Talk.
Stay
Earn
safe.
B,
Stay safe.
Karim, Steph.
Hey guys.
Dre Nice 311. With Steph, you guys want to follow
Dre
Steph
Knight.
is Young Arcade at Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. Young Market.
Okay.
King
Young
Karim,
Market at
King
Instagram.
_Karim 82 on my IG. We got the 20 Talk IG page.
We got the 20 Talk IG. It's 20 Talk _.
20 Talk.
20 Talk _. That's it.
Yes.
And we're gonna be, guys. We're coming with some stuff, man. We trust.
Yeah, we need
We
some
work it.
feedback. All about feedback, yo. Trust me, we here.
Yeah. So if you got feedback for us, 20 Talk _. All right.
We out.
Happy
One love.
holidays. Happy December.
Happy December. Let's go. Let's get it.